Today we're going to be looking at the statistics PPDAC cycle. So you've probably seen these posters maybe in your classroom at some point in your life. And the PPDAC, remember, it's a cycle. It's going round and round. We generally start with the problem, but because it's a cycle, you can always go back and think about any other area that you need to. But we're just going to go in the order starting from problem. So generally, a problem is what we have when we're trying to understand something about our world, generally answering a question or finding out some information about something that's happening. So it could be, I wonder if boys are taller than girls. I wonder if more cyclists have traveled past my window in the last 4 weeks than in previous times. So just what is it that we are trying to find out? Now, obviously, the problem that you have is going to lead on to what kinds of graphs and what kind of data you're looking at. Specifically for this course, we are going to be looking at bivariate data, but it could be any kind of problem. Once you have a problem, you do need to find a way. What is my plan? How am I going to answer this question? What do I need to measure? How am I going to record the data? How am I going to collect the data? So those would lead on to all different ways of doing maybe surveys, maybe standing on a roadside and collecting data of bicycles that are going past you. It could be measuring people from a sample that you've taken, and that's another area we would need to look at. Once you've made your plan, you actually need to go and collect the data, and you need to make sure that you're following your plan. And hopefully you'll remember this variation worksheet that we looked at, and you'd need to think of how could I minimize any of my data having variations in it. So say you were measuring heights of people, you would need to make sure that you were measuring exactly the same way as your classmates were measuring, or maybe just choose one person to do the measuring if you are able to. Or if you are doing it from not all in the same place and you're all just putting in your heights, you would need to make sure that you're all doing things in a very set way to minimize any variation. That's what the management is all about. Cleaning the data is if you are using an outside source and you are grabbing some data, you would need to make sure that the data you're looking at isn't biased in any way. And also there's no data missing that could cause, it might say just 0, or they've put it in meters instead of centimeters for heights, for example. So cleaning the data would make sure that all the data is valid and isn't going to give you a misread of an outlier that isn't true. The next thing, once you've got your data, you are going to need to sort it out and make a graph. So we've looked at the different types of graphs, and obviously the different types of data are going to use different types of graphs. So you could have a box and whisker, or you could have a scatter plot if you've got bivariate data, and you would need to be looking at that data and deciding how you're going to construct it, and start looking for patterns. This isn't where you're making a conclusion. It's where you're stating, first of all, what you could see from the graph. What could that mean? And variations in that. So yeah, just looking at the data and writing down what you can see and what that may mean for the general public or the general population that you're talking about. And once you have done your analysis and you've got all your pros and cons and all the things that you've seen and what the graphs are showing, you would need to interpret what that is saying and come up with a conclusion, a final answer to the original question that you posed. Now, you might have in your process discovered that, oh, if I'd done this extra measurement, or if I had looked into this different area, it would have been better. Now, in a real life situation, because it's a cycle, you would carry on going around and around. But Obviously, if you're doing it for an assessment or for in a short time frame, this is where your new ideas and communication would come in that you would go into if you were going to keep going around and around in the process. So it can't just be random things. It does need to be relevant to the data, and it does need to be things that you might actually see in the data. And that's it. So the conclusion is just the final summing up and answering the question. Please always look at your question and make sure that you have stuck to the track and you haven't gone off on some wonderful and exciting tangent, but totally missed the point of what your question is.